Hey guys! So today's assignment is going to look a lot like yesterday's, okay? So to start with, I'm going to go over what the day looks like, and then we're going to be kind of taking notes on what you did yesterday, a little bit different though. And then we'll read new poems in the book. So first of all, today's November 4th. It's titled Evidence. If you click on it, it says please read all the steps and follow in order. Just like yesterday, it says watch the Ed puzzle and answer the questions, and fill out the second to-seek paragraph on your own. We'll talk about what that looks like. But then, sorry about the sun coming in here. But then if you scroll to the top, as always, you have your contact information with my email address and our Zoom link that's going to run every day, 10 to 11. Remember, today is our last day of work. You do not have work Friday, but please come back to school on Monday, okay? We're excited to see you. And then for the online book, the link is right here for our new book, Out of the Dust. When you get back to school, you'll get your own copy that looks like this. Okay, so first of all, if you have not yet done yesterday's work, or if you just need to better remember it, click on this link and read the first 3 poems. So what that'll look like is this one, beginning. It's the longest one. These look long, guys, but realize that they're only taking up a third of the page. Then Rabbit Battles is the second one. And the last one is Losing Livy. So it goes down to page 9. Okay, we're going to use those first 3 poems and the notes you took yesterday. So if you don't remember, if you go to yesterday's work, you should see notes that look like this. You took these notes yesterday. Those will come in handy today. Okay, so feel free to use those today as needed. So first of all, we're going to go to, we're going to go to the handout 18B that's attached. And it'll look like this. So first of all, there's 2 of them here. And we're going to do one together, and you're going to do one on your own. Okay? So the first one asks us, the details in the first 3 poems help convey the setting of the book as a place where... What does the setting of a book look like? Sorry, let me move so the sun's not in all of your eyes. There we go. Okay? That's the one we're going to do together. The one you're going to do on your own says, the details in the first 3 poems help convey Billy Joe's as a character who... So let's do this one first. I think, from our notes that we took about the setting, it's just the setting is a place where, let's go, animals and... Ooh, that's kind of hard to see, isn't it? One second. Let me fix this. Let's go to Cami. And you're going to be filling yours out into Cami anyways. Sorry about this. Give it 5 more seconds. There we go. So we're going to call it a place where animals... Whoop, come on, computer. Xbox it is. Animals and humans struggle to survive. It doesn't sound like a super nice setting for a book, right? So my evidence from that, if we go back to the story, so my 2 paragraphs, one's going to be about animals struggle to survive, the other one's going to be about humans. So I see animals struggling to survive in the part about the rabbits, right? Here it is. I know rabbits eat what they shouldn't, especially this time of year when they could hop halfway to Liberal and still not find food. So I'm going to copy that. I think that shows, so we'll put it in here in evidence. That was on page 5 in the book. So we're going to put page 5 down here. Okay, so in my elaboration, I can't just say the details in the first 3 poems help convey the setting of the book as a place where animals and humans struggle to survive, especially in the time of year when they could hop halfway to Liberal and still not find food. Like, that's super confusing. So I'm going to add in front of this that when, whoop, this is not working out well for me, is it? When talking about rabbits, Billy Joe says, I'm going to say this time of year, when they could hop halfway to liberal and still not find food. Okay, so now we know they're talking about rabbits at least. So I'm going to elaborate over here and say, there was so little food available for the rabbits that they had to eat the crops. Even then, they were struggling to find enough. This shows that the setting is a hard place for animals to thrive, right? So I did an evidence, page numbers, my citation, and elaboration. So I talked about animals, but I said animals and humans struggle to survive. If I go back to the book, I think about Livy leaving, right? So let's see if I can find that spot. Right here. Now Livy's going west out of the dust on her way to California, where the wind takes a rest sometimes. I like that whole part. It's a little bit of a long quote, so I'll show you what we're going to do with it. If you need to take off a part in the middle of a quote because it's just too long and it doesn't really pertain to what you're doing, do ... So now it says, now Livy's gone west, out of the dust, where the wind takes a rest sometime. On page 9. So I'm going to add before that, Billy Joe said her friend had to leave and that now Livy's gone west out of the dust where the wind takes a rest sometime. Okay, so to elaborate, this shows that the setting is a hard place for humans to survive because of the dust and wind. Okay, so I did the first one, right? You're going to do the second one. The details in the first 3 poems help convey Billy Joe as a character who... What is Billy Joe like? Go back to your notes. What did we say about Billy Joe? And if you didn't do this yet, I would go back and do it, or just read the first 3 poems. So I'm going to give you some ideas. We could say Billy Joe is a character who craves an adventure. Or you could say wants to go new places, right? But I'm thinking especially when Livy was leaving, or when it said at the beginning that she was very restless. I'm giving you ideas for evidence. Cough, cough, hint, hint. Okay, so those are 2 ideas. Remember, you have to come up with 2 because we need 1 for this paragraph and 1 for this evidence and elaboration and 1 for this evidence and elaboration. Or, if you want to, I take that back. If you want to, you can just pick 1 that you can find 2 good pieces of evidence for. I'm okay with that too. Okay? So, a character who loves the piano. I bet you could find at least 1 piece of evidence for that one. Or a character who cares about people. I think there's evidence that shows her caring about people. So you can choose one of these, like craves an adventure. I know I'm backtracking a little bit, sorry. You can choose one that says craves an adventure and find 2 pieces of evidence for it and then elaborate on both of them. Or you can choose 2 different ones and find evidence, elaborate, evidence, elaborate. I will leave that up to you, but there's 4 options that I gave you, so you're welcome. Okay, so you can either pause the video now and work on that, or go back to it and do it at the end. I'll leave that up to you. Okay, but I want to read a little bit more of the book before we keep going. Okay, I want you guys to be like hooked on the book already. So first of all, I told you these are written in poems, and you can see that. But it still sounds like a story, right? We are already still learning about characters and setting and conflict, just like a story, just like a plot mountain would. Okay, so we just did Livy and her leaving. So now we're on the poem called Me and Mad Dog. R.L. Wanderall, who teaches music once a week at our school, though Ma says he's no teacher at all, just a local song plugger, Ari Wanderall asked if I'd like to play a piano solo at the Palace Theater on Wednesday night. I grinned, pleased to be asked, and said that'd be all right. I didn't know if Ma would let me. She's an old mule on the subject of schooling. I want you to think about what that means, being an old mule on the subject of something. Okay? She's an old mule on the subject of my schooling. She says, you stay home on weeknights, Billy Joe. Sorry. And mostly that's what I do. But R.L. Wanderall said, the management asked me to bring them talent, Billy Joe, and I thought of you. You and Mad Dog. Even before Mad Dog Craddock, I wondered. Ari Wanderall said, darn that blue-eyed boy, with his fine voice and his fine face and his smooth voice, twice as good as any plowboy has any right to be. I suspected Mad Dog had come first to R.L. Wanderall's mind, but I didn't get too riled up. Not so riled up I couldn't say yes. January 1934. Okay, we're going to keep going. Permission to play. Sometimes, when Ma is busy in the kitchen, or scrubbing or doing wash, I can ask her something in such a way I annoy her just enough to get an answer, but not so much to get a no. That's a way I found of gaining what I want, by catching Ma off guard, especially when I'm after permission to play piano. Right out asking her is no good. She always gets testy about me playing, even though she's the one who truly taught me. Anyway, this time I caught her in a slow stirring of biscuits, her mind on other things. Maybe the baby growing inside her. I don't know. But anyhow, she was distracted enough, and I was determined enough. This time I got just what I wanted. Permission to play at the Palace. January 1934. On stage. When I pointed my finger at the keys, the music sprang straight out of me. Right hand playing notes sharp as tongues, telling stories, while the smooth, buttery rhythms back me up on the left. Folks sway in the palace aisles, grinning and stomping and out of breath, and the rest, eyes shining, fingers snapping, feet tapping. It's the best I ever felt, playing hot piano, sizzling with Mad Dog, swinging with the Black Mesa Boys, or on my own crazy I've ever felt, sizzling with swinging with the Mesa. Oh, sorry, with the Black Mesa Boys, crazy, pestering the keys. That's it. That is heaven. Playing piano can be. January 1934. This poem was written in a different way, wasn't it? What do you think? Okay, 2 more poems and we'll be done. Birthday of FDR. I played so well on Wednesday night. Arl put his arm across my shoulder and asked me to come and perform at the President's birthday ball. Ma can't say no to this one. It's for President Roosevelt. Not that Mr. Roosevelt will actually be there, but the money collected at the ball, along with the balls all over the country, will go in the President's name to the Warm Spring Foundation, where Mr. Roosevelt stayed once when he was sick. Someday, I plan to play for President Franklin Delano Roosevelt himself. Maybe I'll go all the way to the White House in Washington, D.C. In the meantime, it's pretty nice Arl to ask me to play twice, for Joyce City. January 1934. And the last one. not too much to ask. We haven't had a good crop in 3 years, not since the bounty of 31. And we're all whittled down to bone these days, even Ma with her new round belly. But still, when the committee came asking, Ma donated 3 jars of applesauce and some cured pork and a feed sack nightie she'd sewn for our coming baby. February 1934. I think that tells you a little bit about them. Okay, that's all for today. I am so excited to be able to pick up with this book with you guys in person. Okay. I will see you all Monday. I hope you are enjoying a little bit of extra time with your families. Enjoy it, okay? Okay, let me know if you have questions. Bye, guys.